told that before.
Do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
You don't have hair or nails.
Check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I do. You know, you can't beat it.
Yes, Lord. Trying to get some new shit in.
Listen, we're all grown-ups here.
Look how grown up I am.
You have to pour it like this.
Oh, okay. What if the top falls off? I think you're just supposed to drink it like this.
There you go. You have to drink it with your pinky up, though.
I'm gonna spill it.
If you're feeling good as hell this morning, drop it in the comments.
You have Nick to thank.
Hold on, I could listen to this song a little bit longer.
I know, it's good.
Girl, need to kick off your shoes. Gotta take a deep breath. Time to focus on you. All the big fights, long nights that you've been through. I got a bottle.
Oh yeah, little Lizzo in the morning always makes you feel good. Little Lizzo in the morning.
4.5 minute ride to work every morning if I catch the one green light, and that song is only 3 minutes long, so I have to listen to it 1.5 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is what, like, I thought you were gonna say it's 4.5 minutes. So when I pull out of the driveway and pull into the parking spot, it starts and ends. That would be perfect.
I am taking suggestions for 4.5 minute songs at any point, like good high energy, like Lizzo songs. I'm taking suggestions.
You know, this morning when I got on here with Jessie, I was like, you know, what do you want to hear this morning? And she's like, well, I'm feeling good as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, well, then let's listen to Feeling Good as Hell. Jessie, thank you for being here. It was kind of like a last minute in a way, because Karen is traveling.
You don't have to say that. You could be like, we have been looking forward to this for
Jessie,
a year.
thank you so much for being here. I mean, it was so hard to get you. We had to book you a few months in advance.
You're welcome.
But I Karen has been gallivanting across this great country, regional directing. I just want everyone to know, Karen and I have not broken up. Command Your Morning is still a thing. We just, sometimes life gets in the way.
Yeah, she's busy. She recently became a regional director out in beautiful land. It includes Hawaii, her region. So, hi, Johanna.
There's your girl, Johanna.
Seriously, my girl. You and I talked about Johanna just about 2 years ago for the first time.
You and I talked about her for 2 years ago?
Yes.
I mean, I remember you brought her up. You told me about her right before she came to KW.
Well, so it was about 2 years ago that you and I talked. We talked about videos. On the phone. You reached out to me via the Facebook.
Well, I know I reached out to you through the Facebooks because I remember when you first became a team leader, you made this awesome video. And
I did, yes.
What was the video?
It was like it ended with my favorite Hall of Fame script. Like, Keller Williams is the largest, fastest growing, most innovative real estate company in North America. I'm with KW because they empower me to live big and give big.
But it was so well edited and fun, and
that is fun. Jump cuts.
It was jump cuts. Yeah, I'll have to find that because that put Jessie on the map. You might think Command Your Morning put Jessie on the map, but no.
That's what did it.
This video put Jessie on the map.
Yeah.
And now Jessie is at TL in a market center owned by Linda McKissick. And
Jimmy and Linda are my OP. I've got a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. She just gets to like hang out with them all day and have a good time. What's it like? I mean, I would feel, I like feeling challenged, right? But I feel like I'd be like, no. I'd be like, nope. I'd be like, I love them, but I don't want to work for them because I feel like nothing I do is going to be good. You know what I mean?
That's so. Let me tell you something about Jimmy and Linda McKissick. They are now. I knew. So Jimmy and Linda actually became my OPs just a few months ago at the beginning of the year in January.
Myra Oliver was your OP.
Was your OP. Yes. And Myra Oliver still, of course, still in our world extremely, but she's gallivanting across the country enjoying all of her money. So we love you, Myra. And Jimmy and Linda became IOP back in January. Now, I knew they were, of course, the largest profit share earners in the entire company. I knew that they were excellent business owners. I knew they were local. I've met them several times. I knew that they were going to be great partners, but I did not know what awesome coaches they are, both of them. So I get to with Jimmy more than Linda, because she's super famous, of course. Right. But no, I get to visit with Jimmy. I was with Jimmy yesterday for 2 hours, and he's just pouring in, just talking about.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you're talking to Jimmy, I mean, their profit share has become what, like
$1.5 million last year.
How much?
1.5 million.
Last year. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you, and this is what we're going to talk about today. Like, what are you learning from them in terms of like how to build your profit share? Like, what are they teaching you?
That number one, it's a gift. It is a gift. And something that what gives Linda the most energy out of anything in the world is being able to talk to producers about their businesses. And she has now I'm taking Linda's class. Y'all, if you get nothing else out of this, take Linda's course on profit share. It's a mastery course on profit share. And it is so worth the time in taking this. And you get her live a couple times a month.
Oh,
you
it's live, or some of it recorded.
It's a course. It's all recorded. They used Kajabi as the platform, great platform. And you go through and you take the modules, and there's homework, but then you get to meet Linda a couple times a month, and like you get to ask her questions live, and it's really, really cool. But it is about providing value. It's about relationships, providing value, and having validity over time. That's what she teaches, and it's really constructive. Like, do this, say this, step by step. For experienced agents, everything.
Like, I think also because, Johanna, who we were talking about before, just joined KW. You guys seem to be like besties already.
Oh, she's so freaking awesome. I mean, you talk about a talented, driven individual. There's nobody that wants to win more than Johanna McDaniel. And yeah, Linda's amazing. But yeah, so
I
cool.
love Johanna McDaniel's glasses. So if you guys... She does a lot of Facebook Lives, so I get to see her glasses a lot. Yeah. But I was going to say that for someone like her to come into the market center, or someone new to come, or like, I feel like what I was saying before, I would just be super intimidated if they were my OPs, because I feel like, if I wasn't performing before, now I gotta start performing. But what I was saying was, like, in a way, you have living proof of the power of profit share right there, right? So, like, when you're doing an appointment with an agent who's not with our company, I mean, do you use them as an example? Because they might. Do you? Because I would.
Yeah, I lead with it. Being surrounded by such, proven individuals, they are my validity. I have all their books behind me. I want everybody to know, like, no, these are my people. They proved it. And they're in the books. They wrote them, literally.
Which book did they write?
Let's hold, flip.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's up there.
They should those are books about passive income. Honestly.
Yep. And presentation mastery. If you've never read it, it's still valid today. It's amazing.
Okay. So that's pretty awesome. We had Linda on the show. She's awesome. And she asked me to be on, how many podcasts does she do? Because she asked me to be on the podcast.
Oh, you gotta do it.
With Dana? Sarita.
Oh, with Sarita.
Not with Dana. The other one. I was like, oh, it's like everything life
and real estate.
No, there's another one she does with Sarita.
Oh, the intermittent fasting one?
I don't know. It's about health and wellness.
Yeah.
And I had commented on Facebook about how I lost 22 pounds during the pandemic, and she was like, you need to be on our podcast. I'm like, is this another one?
Yeah.
With someone else? Okay.
The the wellness podcast and everything life in real estate is a great podcast. Great one.
So when you are making $1.5 million in passive income with profit share, you can do 2 podcasts.
Yep. And they'll tell you all about it too. That's the coolest thing about Jimmy and Linda is that they will spend time with you. Reach out to them via email. They'll spend time with you. They'll tell you about all of their businesses and exactly how they did it. There's no secrets, but profit share is their favorite business out of all of them. It's truly passive.
They've created a business model. I mean, from what I understand, and you could obviously know more than I do, but the way listing agents prospect for listing appointments essentially is how you can create your profit share business.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's exactly the same thing. It's just reaching out and providing value. Reaching out, having relationships, providing value. And over time, you deepen these relationships. That's the one thing that no competitor, no piece of technology can ever take away from us. That's our relationships. It should deepen and enhance them, right? And so so Linda decided years ago, right here in Denton, Texas, she decided she was gonna sell a house every day. She was gonna list a house every day, and she would not leave the office until she took a listing.
That's so good.
So she'd be up here at 11 o'clock at night. I'm sure it was legal to do that back then. But she would not leave until she listed a house. She's a very, very driven individual. But honestly, for agents that are watching this, it's so much easier. It's so much easier than that. It's it's excite, refer, and secure. Like, hey, would you take a phone call from my team leader? You're awesome. I love you. That was a great deal. Would you consider taking a phone call from my team leader? And it's you guys, we're not recruiters. Agents are not recruiters. We have hired guns for that. Those are called team leaders. And you have good relationships, refer them, and your team leader will get after it. And if they don't, they won't be there for very long. So you'll get a new team leader.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, right? So, I was a team leader and we had a few agents leave for other companies that offer residual type income.
Yeah.
And, they're like, oh, well, they offer this. And I go,
prove it.
But yes. But the thing is, I say, but you have no one in your downline here. What's going to change when you go there? Right. Like,
that's a great question.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you have people who are like, well, I need to make that passive income at this other company. I go, well, you're not making it at Keller Williams. So what's gonna change for you? Right? Because you actually have to do more.
Oh
at the other company,
and so
because they don't have team leaders to help you with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what don't I find that to be that's a classic grass is greener story. Mm-hmm. Really,
I love words, and so open a dictionary and read the definition of profit, and then read the definition of revenue, and tell me which would you rather have driving your passive income. And because really, there's work in revenue, and in profit, the work is done for you. So that's
that's good. That's good.
Thank you. I think I just came up with that.
Can you write that needs to be a meme today on Facebook.
It should be.
Can you repeat that, or was that just so off the top of your head that you're like, I have to watch that back?
Okay, all right. So go to the dictionary.
Jessie, what was that genius just now that just came out of your?
It was something like, go open the dictionary. It's gone.
It was like, profit is good,
but the work is done for you. No, really. In revenue, there's work. But in profit, the work is done for you. So
is Linda in your earpiece right now?
She
like,
is.
Okay, so say profit does the work for you. She's like, what's that show that my wife loves to watch? Impractical Jokers.
Oh, I love that show.
She's in the other room going, okay, now tell Nick. This is going to be a good one. Tell Nick.
Yeah.
So, look, Johanna's like, meme maker time. Oh, by the way, I love the meme maker app, just so everyone knows.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's too much fun.
Okay, so so I feel, and this is not to knock anybody, right? But profit is why we all make a bit was why we all run businesses, right? So like
business. Yeah.
Right. So think about so it's like, if you say to somebody, what do you want to start a business for? They're not going to say, oh, gross revenue. Right. Like that's like saying, oh, GCI. It means nothing.
Units. Yeah. Come on. Units.
Right. So, the point of running a successful business is so you can make a profit and pay yourself. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like if you're teaching agents to pay themselves before they profit, that's the opposite of successful business.
They're running they're practicing. That means they're practicing running real estate and not stepped into business ownership quite yet. And that's what we teach people how to do at KDubs. That's why I'm here. I like creating businesses. I'll tell you a fun story. My husband's a commercial banker in town. He has been for 20 years.
That is so fun. Oh, that's not the story? Sorry. Yeah. My bad.
No, that's a really boring story.
Wow, commercial banker. That sounds like a hoot.
I would create business plans back before, really, when I first got into real estate. I was a listing coordinator and an office manager at a little brokerage across town, and so I was more managing than leading anything, and not producing or anything like that. Yeah. And I would create these pro formas and business plans and submit them as loan applications to my husband for fun. But like one day I wanted to buy we have a food truck in town called the Waffle Wagon. It's my favorite.
Oh, I love that. It's
like chicken and waffle sandwiches and so they're so good. The Waffle Wagon. And so I submitted a loan application with my pro forma, with my business plan, with everything, and he ripped it up. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. He threw it in the trash. But I love creating. I love that part of it. Like that part, all right, this is where the money's going to go. These are our these are our models. These are the systems that we're going to use. This is the logo and the branding. This is the name of it. That's my favorite thing to do. And then somebody else do it.
Is that what you do in your free time? Jessie, what's your hobby? Writing up pro formas.
Free time. No, I have a 15-year-old little baseball player that plays about 150 games of baseball a year. And so that is my free time. That's it. We do that. We do baseball.
No, I think that's awesome.
So much fun.
I hyped up you being here because you had a pretty awesome story the other day, yesterday in Command Your Morning. So thank you for posting that in there.
Sure.
About a couple of things, utilizing Command to automate your follow-up with potential recruits, and you set 23 appointments. And so like the point behind that wasn't to promote Command. It was to say, look, guys, this is kind of how easy it is. Like if you're going to build your passive income, you got to leverage, right? Like, and listen, Gary always says the most successful agents aren't in the business yet, right?
Yep. And neither is the top profit share earner.
Well, by the way, the money from profit share isn't going to come from a mega that's going to cap in a month. That's not where that income's going to. I mean, 1 month it'll be nice, but once that mega caps, like I recruited a big Coldwell Banker agent, and she put me as a sponsor, but she caps in a month. But no, right. But she caps, like, you know what I mean, like 1 or 2 months, like that. The real money comes from the half cappers.
Jimmy said it just yesterday. He said, you never know. Now, Jimmy and Linda, the top profit sharers in the company, earned $1.5 million off profit share last year. He said, you never know when you're going to recruit a Nikki Ubaldini who has
right.
And they did. And Nikki Ubaldini has recruited 6,000 people.
What?
And so they have, Jimmy and Linda we were just doing the math yesterday. They have 31 people in their first level.
Oh, that's yes. It. I knew that they don't have. Well, that's the beauty of it. Like their top level is not as big as you would think.
Right.
Like you're probably like, oh, they probably have 1 million people.
All they did was recruit all day long. No, 31 people. One of those people is Nikki Ubaldini, who was recruited 6,000. And so out of
no big deal.
They have we're doing the math. All right. So there's 180,000. They have like 18,000 people in their full downline, something like that.
Yeah.
And so 10% of the company is in their downline. But the way the profit share system is built, y'all read the white paper. It's riveting. No, read the white paper. It is the way that it's built. It can't stop. It can't stop. And so that's why.
Stop.
Yeah. Can't stop. Won't stop. Yeah. And so you build it, build it wide. And so to cast a wide net, you have to use technology. I couldn't make 100. And now I misquoted myself in the video. It was 150 people that I sent it out to. I think I said 100. Whatever. But 150 people. I can't make 150 phone calls in 10 seconds or however long it took me to build can't do it. And so it was honestly, it was really kind of stupid. It was really stupid how simple it was. It was a 3-step smart plan. And I did, and all of the appointments were set. I say appointments. They're driving them all to career night. And I loaded up the spreadsheet.
Those are appointments.
Heck yes. Yes, they are.
And can I also say, by the way, you're also leveraging that you're not holding 23 appointments because you can also look at it like this: 23 appointments. Oh God, that sounds brutal. No. They're coming to career night. So if agents, not just team leaders, you guys can do this too, or have your team leader help you, right? Like, if you did what Jessie did and you uploaded 150 new agents or agents that you're talking to or whatever it is, and you reach out to them with a great smart plan, and they all agree to, you just say, hey, we're having a career night. Listen, just stop by and we're just going to, for an hour, we're just going to show you some cool things about KW. Yeah. Very, not non-pressurizing, because you're not having that one-on-one conversation with them unless they want to afterwards, which also relieves some of that pressure, you know?
Yeah. I've found that, okay, so can I tell you something that we're going to do in our next career night? Johanna and I shouldn't know this yet, but I found this is my brilliant idea. So if I'm sitting with an agent, whether they're a new agent or an experienced agent, all we're doing is asking them questions about themselves, and we become my style is the cheerleader style. We just come, we're so excited about them, what they're doing in their life, their businesses. We're great encouragers. And so what we're going to do is like a rapid fire informal poll at the beginning of career night. Like, okay, so I love people and I love where people come from. Generally speaking, this is not a first career for anybody. So tell me really, really quick. We're going to just go down the line. I'm going to call you, unmute yourself and tell me, what business are you in right now? Go. And because people, number one, love to talk about themselves. And number two, now I know exactly how to talk to every single one of those person based off of what they're currently doing. And we're writing it all down. And so we're going to say, yeah. And so Nick, you're a tech dude. You blah, 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 blah. You know this. And so then you have them for life. If you know something about them and you repeat it back to them, you have them. It's like they become beholden. If that's the right word.
Yes. Beholden. Yes. That is a word.
Phew. Good.
Thank goodness. We don't want to be sounding all smart and then make up words.
No. Yeah. Ugh. No, you can't just make up facts. I learned that.
No, no, you can definitely not do that. We have definitely learned that you're not allowed to make up facts.
You can't.
No, you can make up words though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could make up words.
Did you ever play Balderdash?
I've not played Balderdash.
Okay, so it's an old board game, but the host gets like a card and it's got 4 different choices on it of words, and then everybody else makes up a definition and the host reads it, and everybody has to pick which one they think is the real definition. And I don't remember the word, but it was something like epiphany poof or something like that. Oh. And it's a real thing, but it's a flying mythical squirrel that flies so fast no one has ever seen it before.
Oh, so how do we know it's real?
But it posed the question to me, all words are made up words.
At some point or another,
right?
Right. At some point or another, every word was made up.
Yes.
Wow, that is See, listen, when I am talking to Jessie, there is never, at least 3 or 4 times, it's like, wow,
We learned
that
some
is
stuff.
so true. That is so true.
We learned things.
Every word was made up.
Every
okay,
piece is a personal piece if you can dream big enough.
Yeah, somebody said 72% of statistics are made up. So good.
That's great.
That's great. So good.
50% of the time it works. Every time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's brilliant. So you created a smart plan, and people want to know kind of what the smart plan says.
So it was number one, it was a text message, and it said, "Hey, I heard you are scheduled to take your real estate test. How exciting! How exciting!" You can hear me behind it.
And then you said, "Are you feeling good as hell?"
Yes, baby. How you feeling?
How you feeling? Are you feeling good as hell?
And it said, "Have you scheduled with your professional coach at Keller Williams yet?"
They're like,
"Here's the link to do so."
Good. By the way, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. But from the email said pretty much the same thing, and the email was like a week later or something. By time I got back to all of the scheduled people, the email to nail them down, the email had gone out, and I got a few more responses from the email.
Sure.
That was it. It was a 3-step smart plan, but the third step hadn't even happened yet. That's like next week.
What was the third step then? If they didn't
another text like, "Hey, not sure." And I didn't even do, here's the part where I see agents getting hung up for their smart plans is like, well, how will I know to go and turn them off the smart plan? Who cares? Who cares? Let them get another email or another text. It's not a big deal.
Who cares? And you go, "Oh, my bad. That's right. You're coming." Just be like, "Oh, and so, first of all, I love the way that text is worded because it sparks curiosity.
Yeah.
Right? With the way you worded it, have you scheduled your appointment with your professional coach? And they're like, "What? That sounds really high level."
Think about it for listings. We're looking for the people that have their hands raised. All of these people we know, and in the state of Texas, at least, we can go. It's called high value data sets. It's right on the bottom of the TREC, the Texas Real Estate Commission website. You can pull the information, you can sort it by county or by city or whatever you want to do, and reach out to those, to load them up in a spreadsheet and reach out to those people. And so it's the easiest thing in the world, really.
So
and you
easy.
do your same thing with your database. You're looking for the people that have their hands raised. That's it. And those folks do.
And so these are people, who have, recently passed their
they've
exam,
applied to take their exam. So these people are going to be, they need the information. Some of them have not finished school. Some of them will apply. It depends on what school you go to, because some schools will say, "Don't bother applying." I tell everybody, apply right now, pay the $100 or whatever it is on TREC and apply, because that way you'll be at the top of the pile or the front of the line when you do finish your exams.
And I can honestly tell you, like, the only companies that are reaching out to these people are KW and EXP. Like, those are the only companies. That's it. Like, like I used to be, when I was at TL, I would set a lot of appointments with pre-licensing people, and they would say, "Oh, I have an appointment with another KW, or I have an appointment with EXP." Like, there's no Remax or Berkshire or Century 21 or Coldwell Banker brokers or agents reaching out to these people, because listen, there's not a growth mindset in the sense of, listen, is profit sharing an incentive? Yes, but
it's great.
It's an incentive that everybody can benefit from. It's not just It's not just you.
Yeah.
It's everybody. And so
something
it's
really important here too, and the difference between us and the other recruiting company, and that's the big difference, or one of them, I should say, is that when we teach profit share in the market center, we say what Mark King taught us, which is write this down on the top of every page of the notes that you're going to take today. At some point, someone has to sell the damn house.
Right.
And I can say that because Mark King said that. And so
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
With revenue share at other companies, they're teaching folks to be recruiters, and hey, I think that's great. They might make great team leaders over at KW one day. And so we talk to those people too, but there's no revenue unless you sell the house. And so it's just so the
true. I mean,
concept is so funny to me.
You gotta sell you have to sell the product.
Yeah.
To make the money. Okay. So tell us how you set up career night. Is it right now? How are you doing?
So we just did our first, so Johanna McDaniel, our director of productivity, she's really into Facebook groups, and she's built.
Hold on a second. Let's back up for a minute. Johanna literally just joined KW, right?
Oh yeah. I went to, what Johanna wanted was opportunity. And actually she was at another company.
Months ago?
Yeah, just a few months ago.
And she's already the director of productivity?
I recruited her to be the director of productivity.
Oh, okay.
I reached out and said, listen, I know we've talked several times before, but I have a leadership opportunity. Unbeknownst to me, days earlier, her free brokerage said that she was not qualified. She's a $10 million a year producer. She's been in it for 3 years, but they said she was not qualified to be part of the mentorship program at her free brokerage that she was at. I was like, oh, really? Because she's the most talented person on the planet. And a KPA'd her, and I was like, yeah, 100% fit for literally whatever you want to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so she, for career night, she runs a Change Your Life with Real Estate Zoom call. And I think she had her first one 15, 16 people. And she marketed it in Facebook groups that she runs. She runs a group called Denton Moms, and there's 9,000 area moms in that. Yeah. Oh yeah. She works. She's got another one in Frisco. And so that's really her.
And she probably gets some business from that group.
All of it. Yeah. All of it is from social media. She doesn't pay for a single lead. That's her system. And now she's teaching all of our agents to use that system, leverage command, and off to the races. Off to the races.
In Texas, that's literally where they're literally going to the races somewhere.
Which races? We like races. We do like races.
Race. It's not figuratively, it's literally. She's like, which one do you want to go to? No.
Yeah.
So
Texas Motor Speedway, right down there.
So she's doing it on Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so what's is there a presentation?
The format is, we're proof it's possible. Johanna's proof it's possible. She's got 2 little kids. She tells her story, and opens it up to questions. And they have some great questions. They're like, okay, but I love the, okay, but really questions. And it's, I made over $250,000 last year. Really?
What? So, really?
Yeah. But I couldn't, all the mindset stuff that we get to address, okay, no, but really, really.
But you made
but not me. But I don't want to be one of those sales. I don't want to. I tried Mary Kay, and I tried this and I tried that, and I couldn't. And she's like, because you were doing it wrong. Here's how to do it.
It's funny really because people think if they and this is the mindset of most people. If they've never done it, it obviously can't be done. That's kind of the way they.
Oh, totally. It's really good. It's really good to have you ever heard of a plant partner? A plant partner is they're a plant in the, if you ever go to a magic show or something like that, the plant is the person in the audience that already knows the trick, and they help you make it work. And so a plant partner is just the other person on Zoom with you that they are the professional. They don't have to be an audience member. They could be the other professional. So I could be like, Nick, so tell me about what was the biggest mindset shift that happened to you when you were learning how to generate leads? And so, right.
Oh,
and so that's I would love you to answer it. Yes. But I mean, that's an example of the question.
Oh, well, I think, here's the thing with me, a person only needs something to happen once for them to really get excited about it. Right. So, for me, it's maybe it was probably that first appointment that I set from calling people in my database that I didn't know or calling people I do. And then you set the appointment. Right. And then you get the listing or they buy the house and then you make the commission. There's so many first times. Right. And so they just need it to happen once. And when
we were,
I can keep doing this over and over again.
We were in discover coaching. It's when we have new folks join. It's an expectations conversation around coaching, and we were talking about how like once it starts to happen, like once it really starts to happen, you're like, whoa! It's not necessarily the first $10,000 check, maybe not the second, but it's the progress principle. You're like, okay, I'm like you. All right, so you did all this working out during COVID, and you gained all this muscle mass, and you lost 22 pounds, and it's like it starts to get exciting when you lose 5 pounds, and then 6 pounds, 7 pounds. So now it's like that's the progress principle. It's so cool. It's so cool.
And I have a great example from personally. So like, when I was on my mother's team. And my mother's an old school agent, but she does well. I mean, 60 million, 130 units last year. Like, she knows what she's doing. Does
she have a picture like this?
No, it's more like, no, I'm kidding. It's not like that. No, it's not.
Mine is like that.
No, my mom's really with it. She's really with it.
Well, I want the level of irony in my office. So every leadership, we can all have pictures like that. Like that's the level of irony I want.
Yep, totally. Or like a little kitty cat or a puppy dog or something. But anyway, so when I was on my mom's team, I was kind of like team within a team. I was doing my own thing, right? But anyway, when I started to take my business seriously, because for the first several years I was just BSing around, right? And I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I'm selling 2-3 million a year, making, 75, 80. Yeah. I thought I was baller. Yeah. What?
You don't have beaches. Sorry. Never mind.
We don't have, in New Jersey, we have beaches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay. New Jersey. Yeah. Sorry.
In Michigan, we have lakes. So there's beaches on the lake.
Beautiful lakes.
So many good.
You're thinking in Michigan, name of that lake.
There's a lot of them. There's Lake
Michigan.
Huron. Lake Michigan is actually mostly, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. There's other ones too. There's 63,000 bodies of water. I can't name them all.
Whoa!
In Michigan, you never more than In Michigan,
per capita,
we have more bodies of fresh water than any other state in the country.
Didn't know that.
And guess what? You ready for this?
What?
You're never more than 6 miles away from a body of water. I mean, granted, sometimes it's a puddle because it's raining, but
yeah. How cool! All right, that's beautiful. I love it.
And some of these lakes are like oceans, like Lake Huron.
Huge.
We go up to Lake Huron because my in-laws have I'm digressing. Okay, so what I was saying was that when I started to take my business seriously, right? Like I started to following the MREA model, right?
It's hard to say.
Say that 5 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
Maria. Can we just say Maria?
Maria.
It's the Maria model.
Mm-hmm. It is the
Maria.
Maria.
It's essentially Maria.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to name the new name now is Maria.
Okay.
When I talk to next time I talk to leader, are you following the Maria model? What?
Are you following Maria?
I guess you don't even know what it is. Okay.
And it's funny. Most agents don't know the red book. Yeah.
No. So I started lead generating every day for a certain amount of time. I started setting appointments, all these things. Right. And that year I went from, before that, I had only done about 5 million. I capped out at 5 million. Right. So I doubled. I went from 5 to 10 million.
Good for you.
And I was really excited. So that was the first. And then I realized for the first time ever in my life, I had over $100,000 in my bank account. And, I was 20. No, I was probably 30, right?
That's so awesome.
So for me, I had a very late start in life in terms of being responsible. And to have for the first time to have over 6 figures in your bank account, that's a huge excitement. Yeah. And it just keeps driving you, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I just felt, wow, I could keep doing
what
this.
Did you want to do with it? So
I wanted to go to Disneyland.
Will you talk about in a chat group that we're in? You talk a lot about investing and it's money is only good for the good it could do. Yes. And there is something about seeing that widget go up. It's not like watching grass grow. There is something, I don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
there's something psychological about seeing the digit increase. Oh yeah.
There is. I have, I have different accounts, that I keep things in, and I also give a lot away to, causes that I love, and that stuff makes like I said to my wife, I was like, if we happen to get a stimulus check this time around, which we probably won't, but if we happen to, I'm like, who can we give it to? Because we don't even need it, right? Like, I don't need it. You know what I mean?
I like all the people on TikTok that are calling their kids 1400s. By the way, I just think that that's hilarious. Like, I've got 3 of these 1400s, these little rascals. I love it.
That's so funny. But yeah, but honestly, like, I was like, who, where can we, I'll probably give it to, like, the Innocence Project, which I am a big supporter of.
I love.
Yeah, I donate every month. I have reoccurring to them. So, like, that's the kind of stuff I like to do. And, we want to buy a lake house. We're doing a bunch of renovations to our home, and that type of stuff. But yeah, it gets really fun.
Yeah,
right.
I want a really fast car. That's my next thing. I drive fast. I have a fast car, but I want a fast car. I have a Lexus IS 250.
That is very fast. Even
it's a speedy little car. Yeah, it's a nice vehicle, and I love it. I don't spend money on everything. I have some things. I realize that, gosh, my wealth coach would smack me, but I mean, I'm not gonna spend money on everything, but I want the coolest car in the parking lot. And there is a G-Wagon in my parking lot too, so I want the coolest car.
The G-Wagon. You're a redhead. You need a fast car.
I know.
You know what? I want a slingshot, and my wife won't let me. You know what a slingshot is? Do you know what a slingshot is?
Like one that you put your whole self in. And
no, I'm gonna show everybody what a slingshot is. Give me 1 second, because this is here it is. Let me I'm gonna share the website with you guys. Here I can't wait. Okay, it's the coolest thing. They're okay. Here, I'm gonna share it with you. Ready? You ready? Is everyone ready to see this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Slingshot. In 3. Oh, I've seen those. Okay, those are so cool.
These are so cool. And
are they fast?
Yeah, well, I would just get the $20,000 one because I don't need to. I'm not like, but
okay. So how fast does it go? Because they're street legal.
Yeah, they're street legal.
I see them on the street. But you wear helmets because you could like fall out of them, I guess.
They're 3 wheels.
But does it go really fast?
I don't know how fast. I mean, it's got to go fast enough to drive on the street.
So we saw one recently over the weekend, and there was a couple. They were about 112 years old in it, driving it, and so I was like, oh, maybe it's like an easy car to drive for elderly people. Like, I'd never seen a person driving one before, but this looks like they go really fast. Now that I'm looking at this on a website,
fun that is.
I've
been like having this friendly banter back and forth with my wife about it. And I'm like, Ann, I'm not gonna just drop 20 grand on it. This would be like $100 a month to drive.
Seriously. That's
and we
too
go
much
to
fun.
the lake.
Listen, I drive a scooter. Okay. I have a Segway scooter, and sometimes I ride it to work. I take the rail trail, and it takes me 22 minutes door to door. It takes me 28 minutes door to door. It goes 22 miles an hour. By the way, you launch yourself off one of those things at 22 miles an hour, you'll never do it again. But it is, I mean, if scootering does not unlock the vault where you keep your joy, you are dead. Yeah. You're dead. Yeah. And so if that thing is gonna make you happy, you need to figure it out.
I'm almost midlife. I'm 42.
Yeah.
My wife says to me the other day, she's like, she goes, what did she say? Some other type of life insurance she mentioned. I forget what it was. And she's like, we should start thinking about something life insurance because you're gonna be 50. I'm like, I'm gonna be 50 in 7 years.
She's a planner.
Can we talk about this maybe in 6.5 years?
Yeah, she's a planner. That's funny. I've seen my husband being a commercial banker, and I mean being in the bank office. We've been together almost 17 years. He he handles all the finances. It's wonderful. Like I joke that sometimes, like if I got robbed and they were like, let's go to the ATM, I'd be like, you're going to have to call my husband. Like if he died, God forbid if he died, I'd have to call his dad and be like, so did Fuzz ever tell you about like bank stuff? Like I'm kidding. But we do have a quarterly like financial meeting and we go over everything. We see the P&L. I get kicked out of Buc-ee's or banned from a certain store. And that's how that works. Yeah. Live on the scooter. I'm figuring that out, Johanna. I'm figuring it out. I'm going to put something.
Get a GoPro.
I have a GoPro. I have one. Duh.
Yeah,
all right. Done.
Done. Hook it up to the thing, to the steering wheel thingy, the steering thing, the steering thing.
Yeah.
The turn.
I'll hook it up to my chest. So if I do wipe out, you get the good part.
Let's talk like people who hook it up to the turny thing.
Yeah.
And then, connect it to the Wi-Fi, and then it will.
Yep, we'll do it.
The book.
We'll do it, and I can. I have the time because I'm leveraging things like Command for my business, and so I can just go play.
Well, okay, wait.
There you go.
Let's circle. And by the way, this was totally planned. Let's circle back. So when you are using, the moral of the story is when you're leveraging smart plans to set recruiting appointments, you can get a scooter and hook up a GoPro and stream it Facebook Live. Boom. If you guys didn't get the value of Command until right now,
you got it today. You got it today.
Solidified. Go on your scooter, leverage smart plans.
Can I get it?
Here, this is the commercial for Command. Would you rather be cold calling everyone for 3 hours or riding a scooter and streaming it live on Facebook? Right. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. Anyway. Well, listen, this has been super fun. It's always super fun talking to you. And I just want to say, a couple months ago, Jessie texted me. You texted me a couple months ago. Nick, I have to talk to you. I have to talk to you. I'll call you tomorrow. Never called me. I call you the next day. Never called me. And I'm like, when are you going to call me? Not going to call you. Didn't call me. And now the only way I can talk to you because you're so famous and busy is here on the video.
On Commander Morning. It's true. I have no idea what I needed to talk to you about.
You probably don't even remember what you.
I don't remember. I'm sure.
Call me whenever you want to talk. I mean, it's not like you have to have a reason.
I'm sure it was an existential crisis of the week. I'm sure, but
yeah, So anyway,
this is always fun. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. What do you have planned? And I hope everyone got some good nuggets there because I know we talked about a lot of fun stuff. But what it comes down to is let's just leave you guys with something, simple. Right? Like
keep it simple, stupid. Really, keep it simple.
Leverage your team leaders, please. Leverage team. Yes. We don't need 180,000 recruiters.
No.
We have people like Jessie whose job it is to set appointments, and give them referrals.
Yeah,
give them referrals because
it's all tracked in Command. You guys, we have it all. Like, listen, we have that all tracked. If you do not trust your team leader with a referral because of a bad past experience. I'll say this with love, get over it because they're gone now. And it's a very simple, hey, I did a deal with this person. They were cool. Can you call? And the team lead, that's all the team leader needs. That's it. And they can call and be like, hey, so said you were cool.
Remember the girl or the guy that cheated on you in college? Not all boyfriends and girlfriends are like that.
Yes.
Like I had to get over that when I met Anne. She's like, I'm not like your ex-girlfriend. Can't you just trust me? So team leaders are not all like the other team leaders that steal your recruits.
Yeah.
And Gary won't have it. He's very adamant about that.
No.
If it happens, you need to talk. You need to, if you see something, say something.
That's it. That's exactly.
All right, guys, listen, have an amazing weekend. I'm going to New Jersey to visit my parents.
Awesome.
I'm leaving today, and I'll be doing videos from their beautiful home in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. I'm excited to see my parents. They got their COVID shots.
Good. That's good. Good for you.
And my kids are excited, so we're going to have fun. What are you doing this weekend?
Baseball. Yes.
Well, that's you're a big baseball.
Huge. Love it. I love it. The kiddo's really good at it. And so it's really fun to see him. It's so much fun to see your kids do something that they're passionate about and do good at it. It's just, there's nothing better on the planet. So I'm pumped.
I agree. All right. Well, Jessie, thank you so much for starting your day with me. It's always a pleasure. Now I can smile all day long and keep up the awesome work.
Thanks so much, Nick. See you.
We'll see you
Bye.
soon.